Tonight, guys, let's talk about what it takes to be a profitable trader. We study a lot and we trade every single day, right? And sometimes we kind of just go with the flow, right? Just every day waking up and try to show up to your computer and read the patterns, read the news, and then we kind of just get lost in the moment. But what really counts is what you do every single day before the trade even happens, right? Because you can study your butt off, right, and trade every single day, but if you don't have a routine that you follow strictly, you're kind of just you're like a boat floating in the sea with no direction. Like you don't know where you're going. And I feel like I was that person when I first started. I just kind of go with the flow, bouncing around from this chat room, from this Discord, from this subscription, you know. And that's all fine, but I feel like the people that I've learned from and have actually excelled faster than most is what I've noticed is they have built a routine, a habit that they follow every single day before they get in front of the computer to trade. So I want to share that with you, what I do, and hopefully you guys can pick up some of these habits and apply it on your day-to-day process before you start trading. Okay. So I got a few here. I'm just gonna name them out, and then also I'm gonna post it on. Let's see. I'll probably post. This session is also recorded, but I will post it on the chat so that way you guys can review it for your own. So one is building routine, and it doesn't have to be in this order, but this is all the criteria that I have been practicing. So I build a routine on what my process is. I try to sleep well. You know, um, 5 hours of sleep, I'm okay with. Some of you may need more, longer than that, but 5 hours of sleep, I'm okay with. So that's about what I get every single night. And of course, because I allocate a lot of time to studying. Exercising, we're talking about getting back to the gym, right? Alex and B-Mads and hopefully everybody else here, exercising, going to the gym, or whatever you got to do, go for a run, right? Um, Study your chart patterns, customize trading platform, review trades every day, journal trades daily, which I'll go over a software that I would recommend. Um, and then listen to trading related books, or you can read them if you feel prefer reading them. Listen to trading related podcasts. We have a lot of content on that on our resources. And then also the others, follow other successful traders. Okay, so let's go over this in details. Building a routine. So figure out what is your routine, right? For me, waking up in the morning, we talked about this, is before I turn on my computer, I will sit in front of my monitors. Lights off, quiet, sounds weird, but I would just close my eyes, just kind of envision what do I need to focus on today. I remind myself that I need to follow my rules. I need to be patient for my setups, and I need to really like be open-minded, right? Be not get caught up with um, bias confirmation. Okay, and so that's my routine in the morning, and then when I turn on my computer, I'm like, okay, like I get hyped up. I pump myself up because this is game time. Okay, find what works for you, whatever you got to do, yoga, push-ups, whatever, get your blood pumping. I do that too, do some push-ups, just to really wake yourself up because again, we're waking up super early, right? And our body are still half asleep. And the same thing with your thought process and thinking and all that stuff. If you're half asleep, you're not really engaged, right? Um, So try those out and let me know how that works. Sleeping well, like I said, I only need about 5 hours of sleep, and I can function. I can go on all day. I mean, regardless, I take naps too, so that's probably why 5 hours of sleep is plenty for me. Because when I'm done trading, I typically take a nap, and for maybe an hour, and then I go on with my day. So, however it works for you, try those out. Exercising. I love going to the gym. My routine right now, or my schedule, is every other day, continuously every other day. So every day of the week is always going to be hit, and it's always going to be different days that I go to the gym, right? And when I go to the gym, I do a full body workout. Some people want to do like, you know, running and then or upper body or lower body or whatever muscle group that you want to target. For me, I like to do everything, right? Legs, abs, backs, everything, the whole body movement. Because I believe that if you exercise them equally, you get equal results, right? And you don't have this whole imbalance of some people get really big on the upper body and you got skinny legs. We call them chicken legs. I don't want that. So I try to work out everything in balance and for about 2 hours. I don't necessarily try to kill myself in the gym for 2 hours, but I kind of take advantage of that time for me to really um, invest some time to like listening to podcasts, listening to day trading books that I've just, somebody mentioned on a YouTube video or somebody recommended, right? Those are I call it my me time. Okay, my me time is like I just zoned out the whole entire world and I just exercise and listen to podcasts. And this is how I continue to refuel my motivation. I continue to push through what my goal is, right? Financial freedom, health, and being able to help others. By allocating me time, 2 hours every other day, uninterrupted, right? My phone is on airplane mode. Nobody can call me. It really allows me to focus on what I really want out of this process, out of trading and out of life, right? So, 2 hours at the gym and listening to books and podcasts and feeling good. Okay. And then once I get done with the gym, I'll come back and I start studying my charts. So sometimes, we do like Tuesdays and Thursdays charting and coaching sessions, and then on Sundays as well. For me, I do it every day, guys. I do it every single day. Okay. Um, I study what I did that day, right? I review my trades, what I did right, what I did wrong, how could I improve upon it. I look at where my entries and exits was and try to figure out, okay, did I get in too soon? Did I get out too early? And how could I manage that emotion to improve on it the following trades, right? It's not a it's not always going to be like, oh, I studied today and tomorrow I'm going to be better. No, like, because tomorrow your emotion is going to be different again. What I told myself today to do the following day is never going to be perfect. So I have to continuously work on that to improve on it. Okay. That's another reason why I like going to the gym because is a process for you to enable for you to get that result. You have to show up and be consistent. Okay. You can't just go to the gym one time and work out for like 10 hours. You, first of all, you'd be dead probably. But even if you did work out for that long at one time and you feel like you learned so much to how to do the workout, you're not going to be healthy. You're not going to be, strong. You're not going to be buff. It doesn't work that way. You have to do small amount every single time, every single day consistently to produce that result. And it's the same thing when you come show up to trading and wanting to get better at trading, you have to show up every single day and try to improve on it. Okay. And then as you do that, things are going to start making sense and things start to click and not you build natural habits. You start to like execute trades by instinct. But really, you did months and years of studying and repeating it to your head that, hey, this is what you need to do, right? Now you're gonna execute on those trades instinctively. And sometimes you won't even know how to explain it to somebody that's new, how to really do the trading style that you do because you're doing it instinctively. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's why you guys think I'm like fast and I can execute and I'm so accurate on finding the top of the stocks and the bottom of this trades accurately. Well, I've studied so much that I can do it instinctively without having to think twice. Okay. Um, Another thing is customizing your trading platform. Okay, this is very important. Like customizing your charts and your indicators, the look and feel, the the color of the color of your SMA indicators, the the volume, like you can change the colors on that, the colors of the candles, the different time frames that you can put on your charts, right? Like for me, I have 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, and 1 hour. Like, why did I choose that? And then you have to ask yourself, does that work for you, right? Do you like the color? Do you like the background? The reason this is important is because it ties in to feeling the stock, right? When you're trading a particular stock, when the chart patterns, the indicators, the layout, and everything is what you felt like that suits you best, it's that much easier for you to feel the movement of the stock market because now you're becoming one with the market instead of you're showing up, you're staring at your charts, and you don't know if you click a button, you don't know what's gonna do. If you click, the studies, where is it gonna take you? If you click the gear icon, oh my God, what did I do? How do I get out of here? If you feel like that using your trading platforms, you're gonna feel the same way when you're executing your trade. That uncertainty of what's gonna happen next is also affecting your decision making in the stocks, right? You're still your mind is still foggy to have a clear insight to like, oh, this stock is gonna go to this level. Do you trust it? If you don't trust where it's gonna go, because one, you're not even sure how to use your platform. I can click a button on my platform now and I'm confident what it's gonna do next. And I know how to get out of it, backtrack it, delete it, customize it, change the color, whatever. With that confidence, that translates to your trading execution as well. Okay? This is all going to take time, but I'm sharing this with you because that's what's been working. Okay. So reviewing trades. Okay. Daily journal. So you're reviewing your trades is different from journaling. So after the end of the day, right? You have to go back and either you can do it manually, which is um, just writing it in your on your books or on your Excel, whatever. But let me share a screen so I can share with you a platform that I would recommend. Let's see here. All right, let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So journaling your trades, okay? Um, I should have been using this more often in the past, but now in the last few months, I've had this subscription for since the beginning of the year of 2021, and I should have been using it a lot more, but instead I've just kind of been reviewing it through the Thinkorswim and not physically writing it. But I have all these subscription, which I'm gonna start utilizing again. But basically, this trading platform right here, or journal is what you do is you can import. So at the end of the day, you can go to your brokerage account, to TD Ameritrade or Centerpoint account, and grab your um, trade execution, whether it be, the buy and sell and all that stuff, how much money you made, and you can import it into this platform. And what that does is it will figure out when, what time of the day were you profitable, and what time of the day did you start losing money, and then also how long did you hold those trades, the winning trades, how long did you hold it for, and then how long did you hold your losing trades. And then also you can figure out, the price of the stocks. Do you do good on stocks that are $10 and below, or do you do good on stocks that are, large caps, like you trading Apple or Tesla or Amazon? Do you do good on those? And this data right here gives you an insight of your statistic on how you perform, right? Just like an athlete, just like a basketball player, football players, they all have stats on how well they perform in, and then the coaches focus on those strengths and then improve on their weaknesses. And with this journaling tool, you'll be able to do the same thing to get an insight of your performance, to go, hey, I do terrible at the open, 6:30 a.m. the bells ring and I'm trading, and the stats is going to show that you're losing from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30, and then after 10 a.m. you start trading some more and you do good, or vice versa, right? This platform is going to be able to give you those um, stats. So I highly recommend looking into it. It's traderview.com. I don't have an affiliate link, so just go ahead and check out that web and sign up with them. There's the pricing. Let me see here. Just see. I think the pricing is like, there's a free. Where's the pricing at? Da, da, da. Hmm, Platforms. Pricing. There we go. So here's the pricing right here. So you can get in for basic, right? It's free. You can do up to 30 trades per month, which is, if you exceed that, you probably want to upgrade to $29 a month, and it gives you all the statistics of your trading behavior. I have the gold subscription because you can do option reporting or stats and whatnot, risk analysis. It's very cool. They have a training videos. You can also YouTube it on how other people on YouTube are using this platform. It's very intuitive, and a lot of top performing traders use this to review their stats and how they're doing. Okay, so look into it. Highly recommended. All right. So next thing is listening to books and podcasts. Like I mentioned, I do that uh, during the gym hours, or when I'm driving, right? If you're driving around, whenever you're in your car, you like, listening to music feels good, but it's not about feeling good right now. It's all about sacrificing some time to learn your craft. If you really want to do this for the long term and really make some serious money, you gotta just put away all the noise, all the distraction, and just focus in. Double down on this. If you really truly believe that this is what's going to get you to your financial freedom, double down on learning trading. Okay, when you're driving, listen to books, listen to podcasts, right? And just continue that. Um, the other thing is following other successful traders, right? I follow Mad Ass Money. I follow Sam. I follow a few people that BMads has recommended, right? I'll go on their Twitter and I'll follow them, and I'll turn on all the alerts, right? Like, when I'm on social media, like, I'm, instead of scrolling trying to find a funny videos, I'm scrolling to find what the next trader is posting about. Like, literally, that's all I do all day. I'm on Twitter, just scrolling. What are they posting about? What are they talking about? Right? It just keeps me engaged in trading, right? The world is noisy. There's a lot of distracting videos online on social media. You want to click on a funny TikTok videos, right? That's a waste of time. It feels good, right? It's funny, makes you laugh, but that doesn't help you like improve on your trading. That doesn't improve your market intuition, right? So if you really want to get good at this, which how much attention do you want to give to it? For me, I want to give it every single minute of the day as I can while balancing life, of course, right? You still got to balance your life, but every minute that I have that is not dedicated to other important things in my life like family, then I am putting it towards the stock market and learning more about it and trading. So going back, oh, and then I want to add this last thing. This is actually pretty funny. Um, you can choose you can choose whatever that improves your reaction time. So for me, like before trading, before anything else, I played a lot of video games, and my game of choice is first person shooters or racing game. I never got into the whole Quest and StarCraft. That's too slow for me. Like I like fast pace game, shooting and racing. Okay? And so that improved a lot of my reaction time. Maybe that's why scalping suits me best because I'm a fast reactive kind of person, right? I have this like short attention span. Like I need something else next. So today it was actually pretty good. But believe it or not, like I don't know if how many of you like had Game Boys back in the day? And anybody play those?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So my favorite game in Game Boy was the Tetris. And literally I maxed out the speed of the Tetris. It was like falling stars, right? Like that's how fast the pieces were falling. And it could not defeat me. I could not game over. Like that's how fast my brain was processing this pieces and being able to just continue playing it. I literally maxed it out. It's not even a joke. And I feel like that's contributing to my reaction time and my decision making to just be able to make a decision and be okay with it. And as you know, with trading, you have to execute your trades and be okay of the outcome, right? Whether it be being right or wrong, you got to move forward. You got to forget about you made a mistake. And this is why I'm using the Tetris example because on Tetris, when you put in a piece that doesn't fit in a place, you can't sit there and dwell on it. The next piece is dropping and coming to you, and then you have to think again how to fix what screw up you just did to try not to game over, right? And I feel like this analogy really works well with trading because your trade could be a screw up trade, and you got to be okay with that and just cut it out and move on to the next trade. Because if you don't move on to the next trade, just like in Tetris, if you're stuck on your last mistake of the piece, the next piece is coming, which is the next trade is coming, that you're gonna miss the opportunity to make money, right? In this case, in Tetris, you're gonna be game over, right? In day trading, if you don't move on from your mistake, you hold on to a losing trade too long, you're gonna blow up, okay? And I've done that, and that's why I don't want you guys to hold on to your trades. You got to move on, and that's what's been helping me as my habit on day to day. And I feel like Alex here is also a good example. Like he's been showing up since day one, before before this whole big group came together. When I first started Discord, Alex was one of them, and he's been showing up every single day to study, to learn, read the books, listen to podcasts, anything that I mentioned to do, Alex was already on it. And I feel like he deserves he's you got what, 7 green streaks now, Alex?
Yeah, today was my 7th day
Bro,
consistent.
consistent 7 days, 7 winning trades in a row, right? 7 days. And I feel like everything that we've been talking about, he's implementing very well, including respecting the patterns, the setups, and walking away. Walking away is one of the biggest thing that you were struggling with, and now you're like, dude, I'm done. That's this. There's no setup. Like just to hear that from you was like music to my ear. So I feel like everything is working, and I want to emphasize on it, and everybody needs to just really take that to heart and grab bits and pieces of that and start implementing it. Okay. And so, with that said, I want to go over everyone else here. What is your current habits right now? What is your routine that you feel like it's working or you need improvement on? So, we'll go down the list. Adi, you'll go first.
What is my routine? So I get up about what 5:30. I figure I need at least an hour before the market opens just to wake up. Like you were saying, I
Hmm.
go through my morning rituals and sit out here with my cup of coffee and wait for the market to open. Pretty much. And as far as planning my trades out and stuff. I don't do much of that because my style is a little bit different. My reaction time is not as quick as yours, and I'm not comfortable yet with the rapid in and out of day trading. So I look at option positions, and there again, I've got it zeroed down to a handful. There's maybe about six equities that I'd look at. But for the most part, I think 80+% of my trades have been in just the one index, SPX. So
SPX.
it's relatively straightforward. I just focus on that chart. And as far as my setup, what you've been preaching is what works for me too, which is the 10 and the 20. And that's what I'm looking at. I look at market internals because that gives me a sense for the overall direction of the market in as a large. So I look at all of those indicators, the market breadth, the ticket, advanced decline lines, and so on. Uh,
Awesome.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's awesome to hear. That's exactly you've been practicing what we've been talking about.
Yeah. So once the market indicates it's going up, down, or if it's sideways because it's not a strong trend, then you act accordingly. If it's not going to be trending, I might sell an option at 16 or 20 delta and just collect the theta for the day. It'll expire worthless, and that's what I wanted to do basically. So I'll just sell the day option. If it's a longer term position, if I see a trend on the hourly chart, I might take a ratio position on the SPX again and just play in that direction, in the direction of the 10 and the 20. So
Gotcha.
regardless of the time frame, that's what I'm shooting for.
That's
Just
awesome. That's
focus
awesome, Adi.
on the direction.
Right on, right on. Sounds good to me. Well, appreciate you sharing that with us.
Sure.
All right, Alex, what do you got?
I got a lot. Then there's um so I've been fine tuning myself and figuring out what is working for me, what I need to really focus on right now. So I can really uh fine tune every little bit of my mind and body and how I'm thinking and why was I losing. So again, back testing my mind and my patterns and why I was losing and what needs to be implemented. Content. What did I need to do? Started researching. Um, and again, the biggest thing for me, I guess, is my wife is very supportive of me. She knows how much money I lost. She knows every day. She supports me. She helps me. Our movie nights, a lot of times, are watching. discipline. Because then when you approach the stock market, you're disciplined to the patterns. You're not FOMO trading. It helps with all of that psychology because you train yourself to be disciplined outside of trading. It will help as well being internal, being disciplined in the stock market as well. Um, so yeah, trading, and then when I'm done, I again back tested and seen that I'm losing after 11:30, 12 o'clock. If I continue trading, I usually give back the money and I give back more. So I'm like, all right, I need to be content, leave. Volume dies. That's why the pro traders, big traders, they leave because there's no volume. So why should I stay? What am I gonna make more? No. So I'm starting to build that habit of leaving 11:30, 11 maybe even, and be content, be happy with what I got. Stock market gave it to me, take it, run, hide. Um, so then after that, I have a journal as well separate. I write down physically all my stocks that I traded, my P&L, everything, and I write down what can I improve on. So I go ahead and write everything what I can improve on every day. I try to find everything I can improve on, and then I go back to my gratitude journal, and then I write down. It says right here, three wonderful things that happened today. So today, for example, I wrote down controlling my FOMO trading, being okay not being in a trade, making $2,124, seventh green trade, and then being happy with what I earned and staying content. And so yeah, that's my
Right on,
daily.
man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's exactly what it takes to really start to see what you're getting a result right now, and the your habits behind the results. It's a proof that it works. And I know a lot of big traders that you follow as well does the same. So that's good. All right. BMads, let's hear how you do your routine, man.
So I chart the night before when futures open. So like 10 p.m. I already marked my daily buy zones on the stocks that I want to trade. And then when I wake up in the morning around 6, I just chill, relax, listen to music until the market opens. And then once the market opens, I basically just watch candlesticks, basically see if my really is right for the day. So if I tried it, say, to go down and it's breaking levels to the downside, so that's already pre-established. So I get in that position. If it didn't do that, I evaluate and see what's going on. And I drop down to the lower time frame, see what the lower time frame is doing, chart those, and basically wait for confirmation candlesticks. And then once I mark them in the day, I established my entry zone and my stop loss and where I'm gonna take targets in. And once I buy those, I basically turn my broker off and I set it on wait to see where if it hits take profit or stop loss. Also, I have my P&L turned on, so there's no emotions there. So that's what I do. And I think today is like my ninth green day.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's awesome,
but
man. That's awesome.
I ignore those. I ignore those now, just because it doesn't really matter to me. Because now I just look at the panels.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and thank you for reminding me as well today. Turning off that P&L was also another great idea that you remind me of. I know a lot of traders I've followed have recommended as well, but it finally clicked that I went and turned off my P&L and not showing the unrealized wins and losses, and that has helped quite a bit on managing my anxiety to take take the profit too soon and forgetting the charts. So
yeah,
definitely well recommended.
that was a big problem for me, just because like I was taking like 2 weeks out contracts, then I would see it's only at like 20%, even though it's a target because it got chopped out for the day, right? I wouldn't trade it off because I'm like, oh, dude, if I lose 30% next trade, then I'm down 10%, you know? So it was
Hmm.
playing with me. So once I turned that off, then it didn't really matter how much I made, right? Because the chart told me that the move was over. So
Right,
that's what helped me the most.
right on, man. Good, good, definitely good routine. All right. Ninja, let's hear your routine.
All right, so every night I pull up. I only trade two tickers, SPY and Facebook.
Okay.
So every night I will open them and I'll mark the daily candle. The 4 points: high, low, close, and open.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I think I'm doing. I don't have an edge. Though. I think I'm doing too many types of trading and not concentrating on one with an edge. What I'm trying to say is that I'll mark it. I'll do the fib, and then when the day opens, I'm like, shit. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna do well, wait. I do that. I do the fib. I do support resistance on a 1 hour, and then when it opens, I'm like, what trade do I take? Right? Do I take the? I also look for double tops. I also look for high, lower, lower highs to try to get a trend in.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the market opens at 6:30, my brain's processing like not fast enough or trying to process too many ways of trading, and so it throws me off, and then I get stuck on holding my losers, and then it's all bad from there.
Okay. So I would
And so
recommend on that in that situation is to pick one or two indicators that you can really build that trust on, and then wait for those setups based on those indicators. Nothing wrong with any of the process you're already doing. Just narrow it down to one or two setups that you can really uh, rely on, right? If you had to pick one setup, pick that and then practice that every day, and then you can layer and add others to improve on it. So try those out.
okay,
Cool, man. All right, appreciate it. All right, dang 206. Let's hear it from you. What do you got right now so far on your process, and what's working or what do you need improvement on? Maybe she's busy. All right, we'll come back to you. DTF, welcome back, man. We missed you having here.
Hey, what's up? What's up, TJ?
Hey,
Can you hear
hey.
me okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I apologize. I've been on inconsistent. I've been trying to get Airbnb up with a few of my buddies, and then just dealing with some family stuff with my dad and stuff. So I've been trading. I just haven't been on a lot. But I'm following you guys throughout the day. I just haven't been in the chat room. Great to be back. Um, my routine that I want to build back up to that I was doing prior to the last 3 or 4 weeks is I typically try to get up in the morning before or by 4:30. The reason for that is I really like what Alex mentioned because I try to implement that too in the morning. I try to do a short like five 3 to 5 minute just hit workout. It's not really a workout. It's just to wake myself up, and then I take a 1 to 3 minute cold shower just to wake my body up, and then I do the gratitude journal as well. I write 10 things that I'm grateful for, and then there's a few quotes that from a few books that I read that I really want to really like focus and surround my life around, not just through trading but all aspects of my life. So I recite those two quotes and I write them down every morning just so that it's ingrained in my head. And then after that, I will do a little bit of meditation, just 5-10 minutes of like affirmation, either after listening to affirmation videos on YouTube and meditating to that. Sometimes is trading related. Sometimes it's just normal things, re-emphasizing and focusing on the positive affirmation and positive mentality. Like Alex said, trying to get into the day with a with a clear mind and not being so rushed. In terms of the trading itself, I've dabbled a few times here and there with your style of scalping when I first started. I also played around with options trading, like buying 2, 3, even 4 weeks out, and trying to buy theta. And I really found that what I enjoy the most is a mixture of what BMATS does and what you do. Like I can't execute at the pace that you do in terms of my data processing at this point in my journey. And the 3 weeks, 4 weeks out options contract, I feel like it's too slow for me um, with the capital that I have. Like sometimes I'll wait like 2, 3 days just to see the same amount of like returns in this market. I think in a different market it would be different, obviously, but in this market, I found that consistently when I was trying to buy 3, 4 weeks out, I sometimes would sit on it for 2 or 3 days to get the same 20, 25% gain. And then I could just do that on Tesla for like 5 minutes or 15 minutes if I catch it at the right time. So I've reverted back to that style of trading where I do intraday trading. I fib my I chart my fib on the daily, and it's been so up and down that I haven't really had to adjust my daily fib all that much. So I draw it on the daily on about 10 tickers. I have overall 30, but I limited to the 10. And then of those 10, I just mark key areas and set alerts for either a put or a call entry that I might consider. And then if the alerts don't trigger, my go-to every morning is just Tesla. And the pretty much I'm just scalping Tesla. And I also follow Matt Diamond a lot because that's all he does. He scalps Tesla. And I've found that as long as Tesla's moving within a certain range that I'm comfortable with, I can usually get away with 20, 25% return. My issue is, I'll go 2 to 3 days green, and then I'll get a little overconfident, and I get a little jumpy. I don't wait for my setup, and when I go in, I'll like typically I'll trade one contract, and I might go in two or three contract. And like you guys said, right, not respecting your stop. Like I still have to fight my stubbornness. So when the trade's not going my way, I don't cut it right away. And then if I don't cut it at 20, 25%, if it gets to like 35% in my head, I'm typically like, well, screw it. What's another 10%, right? It might come back down. So then by the time it does that, it goes to 50%. Then you kind of, I pretty much wipe out my 2 to 3 days green and start over, right? So I've been fighting that inconsistency, really just the stubbornness of that. But as far as the charts, all I do is the 9 and 21 EMA. I trade on the basket, and I enter my trade on the 5 minute. I watch the 15 and 30 just to see where the 9 and 21 EMAs are in terms of additional support resistance level. And then my main chart that I have up, I just have really the daily chart up. I draw a few trend lines in addition to the fib, and I just watch those as my key levels. And then throughout the day, I will mark the 1 hour support resistance level and just try to, scout most of the time Tesla. The last 3 weeks, that's really all I've been playing. I'll get into Caterpillar or Boeing or J&J here and there, but I want to
For the main
say,
part, it's just Tesla that you play with.
yeah, main
Right
thing
on.
is just Tesla.
Yeah,
So
so that works for you. So that's good, man. I definitely see some patterns that focusing on what works for you, comfortable with, is to stay with it and just master that. So
yeah.
Hey, and on a separate call, I'll show you what I've been doing differently. Like, I've been just doing the 15-minute chart with Fibonacci's because what I've noticed in this market, like
Mm,
everything that you chart in the 15-minute usually hits the 127,
yeah,
like for the T. And
okay.
like that's what I've been doing for the last like week and a half, and I've been like buying weekly contracts because it's a 15-minute chart, and
yeah.
I've been gaining like 60, 70%,
Yeah,
like
maybe
most of my
maybe we'll
trades.
do that. We'll do that charting. Show us that on Sunday.
Okay,
Okay,
Yeah, that's
sounds good, man.
awesome.
yeah,
All
because
right.
like I think I showed the Mega Man and True Ninja the
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah, we're definitely
Like,
going to record it and, get everybody else to see it as well.
yeah, it's been super consistent. Just because what I've noticed is the first like hour or two of the day, you're usually gonna see like a big spike to the
Hmm.
upside or downside, and then once it's confirmed reversing, it usually just sells off or breaks out the whole day.
Gotcha.
And so that's why, yeah,
Awesome. So keep that in mind, everybody. We'll do that Sunday. We'll go over what BMAT's talking about, the 15-minute using the Fibonacci. Again, this is another way for you guys to see how things correlate with what we're already using that works. Okay?
yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, Gian, let's hear your process, man. Give me the quick overview on what works for you.
Actually, last week was a very good week for me. I made almost $7,500,
Woo!
but
Crazy
this
numbers.
week was yeah, but this week was just bad. After my fifth streak, I just started going down. I basically almost gave back most of that 7,500 that I made
Hmm.
last week. I've just been inconsistent. Um, I'm not really sure if it's the market or the fact that I got big headed and I started just like what DTF Minion was saying. It was just so hard to get out after I'm down like 30%. What's another five? What's another 10? And I just stay and thinking the market's gonna turn around, but it never does. And um, that's why I made a lot of money last week, is because I stick to my exits, and um, I was focused on just making 25-30%, and I'm done. Like I just take it out right
Hmm.
away, and I don't even FOMO and look at it after.
Yeah.
I just stop and yeah. So my routine starts after I get off work at 5 o'clock p.m. I look at the market sentiment. If it's bearish or bullish that day, um, and I set up a watch list, at least five stocks. Um, put in my entry triggers and my stop losses, and jot down my observations, closing amount and open amount. Um, and I was just listing my trade setups till the next day. Because when I wake up in the morning at 5:30, I get ready for work and I listen to. I get on Discord. My drive going to work, and then I trade from my job site to the project that I'm going to, and it takes at least like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And after that, I'm done. Like I was most profitable doing that, but lately this week I've just been doing it after lunch and trying to make profit out of power hour, but yeah, it's just not working.
Yeah.
So I decided to just chill for now and get back to being consistent and paper trade till I you know um, can
Get your
consistent
groove
again, and
back
I'm gonna
again.
jump on my real life. Yep,
Right.
yep.
Right on, man. So
Reset.
that's good that you're realizing,
Yeah,
what's happening, really seeing that and learning from that, and then going back to the basics, which is very important, right? And it happens to everybody. So Alex, this is really good to pay attention to when you get into this streak of wins, your head is gonna get so high up there that you feel like you're
yeah.
untouchable by the market. And that is when the market strikes back and take all the money back. So just keep that in mind. Winning streaks does come with consequences if you don't know how to like humble yourself. The market will
Yeah.
humble you like very quickly. Um, it happened to me. You know, I've I've had some my typically what happens is I'll have one biggest day of profits. Typically the following day or the day after, I will have another big drawdown because the numbers get to my head, overconfidence and whatnot. It happens to everybody. So just keep that in mind when you go through these winning streaks, which our challenge right now is 10-day streak in a row, um, being green. Um, so just keep that in mind. I feel like we've we've all gotten so close to that number, to the 10 winning streaks, and we fall short to it and go back. And I feel like this probably attests to that, having too confident and not having to step back again and go, let's go back to the basic because the market was gonna humble you. So cool, man.
That's exactly what I have on my sticky note right here on the monitor. It says big letters: "Be careful. You're most vulnerable after your victory, success, win, because of pride and overconfidence. So
There
be
you go.
humble."
That's awesome, bro. Good reminder. So sticky notes on your monitors. That works. All right, Gertie over here. Gertie just quit his job because
What
trading
up?
is his priority, and he's gonna do everything else as a supplement.
Yep, that's right. It's going well too, actually.
Let's hear it, man. You've been consistent too. I'm so proud
Oh,
of you, man.
dude, I'm more consistent. That's definitely true. It's like a 55 45 thing or whatever the math is. Yeah, but I'm definitely starting to see more consistency now. So
Yeah. So what's your
uh,
process right
I'm
now
happy
that's kind
about
of getting you to that confident of
that.
consistency?
Well, first in the morning, I get up, I'll chug some water, get the body lubricated, and then shower, do some exercises as well. Then I have a notebook here with a ton of Mark Douglas quotes, um, my goals, desires, stuff like that. And then I really like the VPOC thing we were using for support and resistance. So I'll redo those on the 30-minute, just adjust them a little bit, and then I'll zoom out to the daily and do a weekly VPOG for the next one or two areas of interest. And then I just follow the 10 and 20. I'm trying to catch at a support or resistance when they're crossing over. And if it's a strong direction, then I'm trying to catch it when it dips back down to the 10 or 20. And I'm seeing it, but the problem I'm having is trusting myself in how I'm reading it, and also patience. I'm like, oh my fucking god, hurry up and make it. Like make the decision.
Like today.
You're. I'm like, you're juking me out, man. Like, are you though? Are you going up or are you going down? Like, so I'm doubting myself on getting in, and yeah, I'm pretty damn good at cutting losses because I'm just afraid of it. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Bye. See ya.
Yep, that's good, man.
But
Staying in the game, cutting your losses quickly is very important. No, it's gonna keep you in the game longer, and
yep,
that's a good habit to have. So
yeah.
definitely appreciate you sharing that.
And then I'm listening to audiobooks right now. I'm listening to David Goggins' "Can't Hurt Me." It's
That's a
freaking
good book. Yeah,
it's mind blowing, dude. Like what the hell?
yeah, yeah. It's
But
all it's all mindset.
yeah, it's I'm at the cookie jar part right now. It's crazy. But and then just videos whenever I can, and I check my entries and my trades the night before, and just trying to wrap my head around it all at the same time.
Right on, man. It's definitely showing. Keep at it, and it's definitely gonna start slowly build your account.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going anywhere, man.
Hell yeah, right on. All right, Mukau, what do you got, bro? What's your process? What's working? What's not working?
Um, so my process is pretty lightweight. It's literally just wake up, boot up, and start assessing the charts. I'm still only trading like SPY, and every once in a while I'll jump on NVIDIA as well.
Hmm.
So first thing I do is assess what the 5 minutes done in the open. I don't normally trade in the first 30 minutes unless I see a really heavy trend going in a direction I like, but I'll compare the trend on the 5 minute in the first half hour against what's been going on the hourly or the daily to see if like we're gapped away from the 10 and 20 on the hourly or even the daily. And if the 5 looks like it's pacing back towards where the 10 and 20 would be on the hourly, then I'll go with that direction. Ideally, I like to find it paralleling, like bouncing off of one and trending. So like if I have parallel downtrend on the hourly and I see my 5 minute is bouncing off of that 10 already and then going down, those are the trades I try and hunt. What's not working for me is I'll like call a reversal in my head and like not trust that I'm right because I think I'm still too new and gun shy and wait for confirmation. And then by the time I enter, I've chased. And then I'm getting chopped up because I've missed too much of the move that I wanted. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You feel
I'm
like
like, oh,
you're
it's
missing
definitely this going to be
you're
this level.
you're
Yeah. And
missing the
then,
moves.
yeah. And then it goes, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I was right. Get in. And then, I'll only catch like 5% and then hope it's going to go farther and get stopped out when it turns back because I already missed,
Gotcha.
maybe 10% of the move. So that's been kind of like my experience all this week is just getting chopped up, just tiny loss after tiny loss to where it's actually helpful hearing these other guys talk about this past week because literally today I was like, I'm just going to go paper trade again and build my confidence on these levels that I should be entering at that I feel like I know, but I'm just like gun shy for
Yeah,
whatever reason
right, right. So I
and
guess
reestablish confidence.
right. So just going back, review your trades and look at where you could have entered, and then correlate that to what indicators you're using, and then just go back test it a few days, back by looking back on whatever time frame you're using, 5 minutes or
Hmm.
whatnot, and then find those same setup that you're seeing that you could have entered at that time, at that level, price level,
Hmm.
and see a correlation of repeated behavior in the past, right? Since you trade the SPY and one or two ticker symbols, that's good, and then just
Hmm.
correlate that by looking at the charts, and then so that way you can improve on your entry rather than feeling FOMO that you waited too long for the setup and then now you're having to chase it. Because it sounds like you, the you do wait for your setup, but when the setup presents itself, you're doubting yourself to pull the trigger and get in, and then the move does
Yes.
happen, and you're like, okay, it is happening now, and then you get in, and now it becomes a chase.
Hmm.
So be okay with the setup when it presents itself. Be okay to pull the trigger, right? And then
Hmm.
just repeat that process. In this case, go smaller size, one or two contracts, and get your confidence up when getting in at that setup. And then
So
once it moves in your favor, the 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 moment where it used to be you feel like it's a chase, now it's a moment for you to add because you're already in it.
got it. The other problem I have will be if I don't get filled on my level, then I'm like chasing it, trying to get filled. Or like,
Yeah.
all right, cancel this order and then buy the ask and try and get in. And at that
So
point,
so it's
I'm already
always
momentumed out.
yeah, it's always an advice like for me when I anticipate a setup. Once the setup presents itself, I buy at the ask. There's no need to
Okay.
try to nickel and dime your setup because that setup, is the setup that you like and it has a high probability that's going to go your way. So you try to buy the bid is likely you're gonna get left behind. I always just buy the ask because that is your setup. That is you've waited for that moment to get in, and it's not a you waited for that moment to wait longer, right? So buy at the
Yeah.
ask once the setup is there.
Okay. That will be helpful, I think. Just getting in instead of chasing
Yep,
the
because
price
you you
action
will
through it.
you will get left behind, and trust me, I've been in that situation. I'm like, you know what, I want to get a better price. It's like sometimes it's like a few pennies before my actual entry, and I've missed so many moves from that. Now I just get in, and I always say, "Hey, I'm scaling in, or I got a starter position." Right? You will hear me say that over and over. Hey guys, I'm in. I got a starter position. And you're probably wondering like, why is TJ in? He called out a level and it's not even there yet, right?
Mhm.
That is
Mhm.
the reason. I am okay to get in a little sooner because sometimes it reverses fast, right? And so
Yeah.
I want to start a position so I don't have that bad behavior of having to chase, right? I'd rather be in a little early than chase a move that's already, leaving me behind. And then
Mhm.
by then you're putting in size because you're emotionally triggered. So try that
Makes
out.
sense. Thank you.
hmm What's going on, John? How's the option been for you, and what's your process? If you can hear me. All right. Well, 3 seconds. Can you guys hear him? Is he talking? All right. Well,
He's
we're
got his Discord mic muted still. I don't know if
yeah.
he's fumbling with it.
Okay. So we're at top of the hours, but Leah, dang. Hopefully you can you got your we hear you coming in and out.
I'm sorry. The guy was literally apologizing though for like how. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was visiting my girlfriend. She's in the emergency room, but I've
Oh
been trying
no.
to listen on
Yeah.
uh and hearing a lot of good just kind of daily routines and setups and things like that. So these are good things. I'm very definitely not anywhere close to that, but I can say that I am getting better about my distractions. I've had a lot of distractions. So my daily routine is just based on focusing on getting just being more focused. I am actually happy about. I feel like I'm connecting a lot more dots now. I'm understanding, the SMAs. Just basically, I'm trying to simulate, just kind of copy what you're doing at this point, all your charts and setups and things like that, and just following that. Um, but otherwise, yeah, that's why I was asking this morning about like what is your routine on studying, preparing before the trade and things like
hmm
that, just to see what everybody's doing.
Right, right. No, that's why
But
I also wanted to go over this because that's exactly what kind of reminded me. It's like everybody just needs to have that routine down and
yeah,
talked about. And with you tuning in, I see that you've been consistent as well, showing up on top of what you already currently going on with work. So that's a plus to you. And now you're starting to see the dots to connect together and understanding, oh, what is TJ talking about? So instead of me talking about a lingo, support
yeah, that's all I was
resistance.
hearing, during the trading. Is just like, oh my God, all of you
Yeah.
like,
So
it's
now
like
now
so
it's not
far
going
from it.
over your head. Now when I say something,
Yeah.
now it's relating to a chart and you can actually envision it now and not
Mhm.
be confused. The more you
Yeah.
show up
Yeah.
here, the more that's gonna make sense. And again, we're all building a habit here. So the more you show up, the more this is gonna be super clear and it will become the moment this clicks, literally gonna become more instinctive trading rather than decision making trading. Like when you get to
Yeah.
the
And
instinctive trading, it's gonna be like it's game over. You're gonna wake up in the morning and go, I'm ready to kill this market.
yeah, and I love what you were saying about, I worked in the casinos. I was a blackjack dealer, and so I know about the probability, like how that game works, and you just, yeah, treating it like a business, like like the casinos are very consistent, right? And then on top of that, listening to the audio book right now on, like in the zone, and even though he's speaking to a lot of the audience are traders already, but and I haven't, but I'm starting with a clean slate and like just kind of understanding that you have to really go into it, like understanding how we're wired, that we're emotional creatures, and you got to take the emotions out of it. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me, and I feel like you know I got this. I'm gonna do this.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Leah. Well, I appreciate you being here. I wish there was more female traders because but statistically, they said women does better in this particular um, career. The trading career, like it's been
Yeah.
tested that women does really well because of the whole emotional side of it. The men are very egotistic, where women are very like
Oh.
acceptance. So
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah, I
have an
can see that.
advantage. You have
Okay.
an advantage. So get more of your girlfriends to start learning this.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Well, appreciate it. You guys, we're closing out tonight. It's already over an hour, but I just want to say, like, as you can see the pattern on what everybody else is sharing, right? Uh, they're every single one is doing something similar, but it's what works best for individually. So find yours and then just craft and practice that, and then we can improve on it. Okay, from the mental side, the physical side, and the behavior, we can all improve upon it and grow together as a team. Okay, so appreciate every single one of you guys, and let's kill it. Tomorrow's Friday, and let's wait for our setups and let's make some money. All right,
All right.
cool. All right,
Sounds
guys,
good.
have a good
Good
night.
night.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, TJ.
You're welcome, man.